Hello everyone, good afternoon first of all, and a very warm welcome to this Revit Structural Modeling online training program at SaiCad Center. And my name is Setu Nandania. And before we continue, again I want to inform you about my company first. The SaiCad Center, as Manjit sir say, a SaiCad Center is one of the Autodesk, PTC, Dassault as well as Bentley authorized training center located in India. These are the companies which develop the software. You might have heard a name of Autodesk, right? So it's a software development company, and we are the authorized partners for that for the training purpose. Uh, uh, last 13 years we are working in this field for the civil, mechanical, also for the automobile and architectural fields, and some for the electrical purpose also. Right? We have AutoCAD electrical also. And before we continue our today's class, now let me discuss about the BIM first. The BIM means it's not a software. First thing I want to inform you that the BIM, that word you might have heard so many times, right? But the BIM means building information modeling. This building information modeling is not a software. So first thing you need to understand this. It's a actually process. Building information means a process of what? Process of modeling. So the modeling data, information of modeling means modeling data. So how to handle the building data, the building information data in a particular flow, that is known as building information modeling. So it's a not a software, right? So which is the process to handle this data? So in any project, in any construction project, we have so many phases and so many peoples are there who is involved, right? There are architectures, there are contractors, there are developers, there are structural engineers also, MEP system engineers are also there, workers are there, owners are there, right? Then investors are there, then buyers are there. So many peoples are there in particular one project. And
Setu sir, sorry to interrupt you. Your screen is not visible.
screen is not visible. I have shared.
Is it visible, students, or is it not visible to me only? Yeah, now it is visible.
Yes.
Okay,
Now it is visible, Setu sir. Yeah, now
okay,
it
I
is
have shared again. So we are discussing about the beam. Okay. So BIM means building information modeling, right? That we are discussing, and it actually contains so many. It's actually uh, very a complex process where so many peoples are going to work together from the different fields. So the process actually very simple. Whenever you are going to start your construction project, the first step you have, as in this image, we have architectural phase. Means first we need to create some concept drawings, right? That we can create with the help of AutoCAD. Then the model. So that is our architectural model where everything is there with the interior, exterior design, furnitures, and all, right? So that model, once it is created, then all the data, that software data, is going to transfer to the next civil engineer. Then civil engineer will check the land, right? Then he will do soil testing, then he will do leveling, and also create a report of the site, right? Then both the things, the site report and also the model information, is going to transfer to the next engineer, which is our structure engineer, right? So structure engineer, what he will do, he will analyze that model, that particular body, that entire structure, and will create a reinforcement detail, right? So how much size this column should be, that beam should be, which are the connections we need to provide, right? How much reinforcement should be there, percentage of steel, the size of the column and beam. So everything that will decided by the structure engineer at this phase. Once the architectural model is there and the site survey data will be there, site report will be there, The structural engineer will create a reinforcement detailing of your model. The structural, he will create report, and also he will give you a foundation report, right? So which type of foundation you need to create, and which how you need to create a reinforcement. So all the drawings for the structure, it will provided by the structure engineer. Then the task is not finished yet. The next, all this data is going to transfer to the MEP system engineers. This is the very new module we have, that is mechanical, electrical and plumbing system. In this module, actually in every high-rise building or every malls, and these are the buildings we have corporate offices, right? So there are so many mechanical equipments are there, electrical equipments are there, and plumbing systems are there, right? There will be HVAC system, heating, ventilation and air conditioning system, fire and safety system. Electrical circuits will be there, telephonic connections will be there, then CCTV surveillance connections will be there, right? So these all are the connections that electrical circuits will be covered. And also the plumbing means your hot water supply, cold water supply, then your drainage system. So every types of plumbing system. So these are the things we need to place, and also we need to design it properly, because nowadays see every building have a perfect fire safety system, perfect escape plan also there, right? So these are the things we need to manage. So for that, Revit provides so many facilities. We discuss about the Revit. Right now we are discussing about this building information modeling process, right? Then once your all the data that is collected, created with the help of architecture, civil engineers, structure engineer, MEP system engineer, right? Then all this data is going to transfer to the contractor or construct builder. Then he will start his work, right? And the next thing will happen, the old data is also going to transfer to the visualization purpose also, where the images and videos are going to create, and with the help of that images and videos we are going to sell that product before it's created, right? So once we are just going to create that foundation for the for our structure, our building or our every shops, every houses, everything is going to sell, right? So this is the process we have in the building information modeling. Now how Revit software fits in this particular building information modeling. So let me discuss that. So Autodesk Revit is a building information modeling software for architects, landscape architects, structure engineers, MEP engineers, and also for the designers and contractors and developers, right? By the Autodesk. So Revit is not only a software. See over here it is written Autodesk Revit, right? So this Revit is not only a software, it's a family where it is covered three things: architecture, structure and MEP. These are the three individual software, and once you are going to combine all these three software, the full package of the software is known as Autodesk Revit, right? So this Autodesk Revit software contains all three things: architectural funda, structural funda and a MEP funda. Then this software is mainly used for the 3D creation purpose. You can create your 3D model also, and 3D equipments also, like these furnitures, whatever you can see in this image, everything we have: furnitures, column, doors, window, glass, everything we have in the 3D model, right? Also you can create your drafting view with just a one click. You can create your floor plan drawings, ceiling plan drawings, elevations, sections, detailed drawings, right? So these all are the drawings you can create with the help of one click. And as I told you, Revit is a parametric 3D modeling software, so it provides a complete model data, right? So this model data will be a very helpful. Once you create a model in Revit software or any other software, there will be a vast gap between both. Revit software provides you a complete information about your model. How much volume of my wall we have, how many doors we have, in which floor we have, right? Then the size of that door, windows. So you can create a schedule and quantity report for your each and everything you have placed inside your model. So that will be helpful for costing and estimation, for the scheduling everything, right? For the time duration, you can assume everything with the help of model. So the Revit provides a complete model information to you. That will be a very helpful for the future purpose for your project. So this is the information about the Revit software, and it's a product of Autodesk, right? Here we have some more software that are also used by the uh, contractors and developers, right? Or civil engineers. That is, first one is this SketchUp. This is the basic 3D modeling software. You can create your 3D model with the help of SketchUp, and you can apply some material and capture some image with the help of V-Ray plugins, right? So SketchUp and V-Ray plugins will be there. Then the next software we have is Autodesk 3ds Max. Now this is a studio software we have, where we can import our model or create our model, and we can create the main output of this software will be high resolution images and animated videos. So you can create a very stunning animation and videos or high resolution images with the pinpoint accuracy, perfect lighting and perfect material effects you can generate in this software. And the general purpose software we have that is used by everyone, that is our drafting software, which is AutoCAD, right? So AutoCAD is mainly a drafting software. So these are the software that is also used by the civil engineers or same similar field. The next some pre-requirements, if you want to learn this software, you must have some basic knowledge about the civil engineering or architecture engineering field, right? And if you have a basic knowledge of AutoCAD, then it will be better for you to understand this software. And if you haven't, then it is also fine. Now this is the last slide for the information, then we will continue with our structural modeling. So this is the information of Revit architecture. So Revit architecture foundation course contains, these are the module where we have introduction first. Student, please uh, try to keep yourself mute.
तो ठीक ही लग रहा है 500 जितना दिखा रहा था उससे तो ज्यादा ही लग रहा है मैड मैक्स देख लिया हमने मैट्रिक्स देख लिया
Okay. So first we have introduction in the Revit architecture foundation. Then we have project setup, where how to set up your units, your levels, and all the settings for your project, right? Then you will get a basic modeling tool where you will learn how to create walls, duplicate walls, right? Then different types of doors, windows, and also furniture placement, then floor, windows, and columns, right? So these are the tools will be there in the basic modeling. So with the help of just basic modeling tool, you are able to create your simple model, right? Then next we have advanced modeling tool. In the advanced modeling tool, you will get the ceiling workout, POP work that we do for the interior purpose, right? Then you will get the staircase, railings, ramps. These are the circulation tools we have in the advanced modeling. And also we have the most important one is the parametric modeling tool we have. So with the help of that parametric modeling tool, we can create an interior and exterior design for your model, right? So you can create your elevations also. Then next we have drafting. In the drafting, you will get the annotation tool where dimensioning, text, symbols, how to place this thing. Then masking, creating regions. So these are the things you will get in the drafting. Then we have views. So with just a one click, once you have your 3D model, then with the help of just a single click, you can create your floor plan, your ceiling plan, your structure plan, right? Then section view, detail view, 3D crop view. So these are the things you can create very easily with a pinpoint accuracy. So you won't need to draw that thing manually. Then with the help of drawing views, you can place your drawing to the paper with proper scale. The last we have visualization, where we can apply some materials to our model by placing camera and some rendering settings. You will get the idea about how to capture images, right? And the last topic we have import and export, means we can communicate with the other software, like I want to import some files from other software to the Revit, or I want to export some files from my Revit software to the other file format, right? Not only model, you can export your data also, like I want to export my image, I want to export my video, or I want to export my schedule report in a Excel sheet format, I want to export my drawing into DWG file, right? So in this way you can export. Then the in the Revit advanced modeling, in the Revit architecture advanced module, we have a massing, which is a particular dedicated module for the multi-story complex building design, where you can create a very complex multi-story building structure. Like in the Dubai, you have seen a very iconic buildings are there, right? So many twisted, tapered, then sloped building you will get over there. So this type of turning exterior structure, if you want to create, so with the help of massing you can create that very easily. Then we have site. With the help of site, actually it will create an environment around our model. So for the videos and for the image purpose, we need to create a surrounding environment where some peoples are there, some humans are there, right? Then some cars, trees, and also these are the environments, realistic environments with proper background, sky. There are some clouds are there, right? So everything you can create with the help of this site tool. Then we have basic structural modeling tool. Then room area and color scheme also we have. With the help of that, you can actually compute your area of every room, floor, walls also. Then the next we have walkthrough video and also solar study animation. Solar study animation will be very helpful. For example, you have created a model, then just you provide a northing and easting where this model is going to build, right, on the earth. So you just need to provide a northing or easting over there and the date. So you will get the exact idea how the sunrise will be, how the sunset will be, and what will be the shadow report for the entire day, entire week, or entire year. You can compute that. So you can link your software with the global map also, right, with the help of this. So everything we have in the Revit architecture. Now let me discuss about the Revit structure modeling, right? So Revit structure software contains, these are the modules. A very simple one we have. First one is the introduction, project setup, structural modeling tools will be there. Then we will provide reinforcement, means steel detailing we will create for our RCC structure. Then we will discuss about the steel structure design, right? Then for the steel structure we have connections and modifications. So these are the our modeling tools. Then we have drafting, means dimensioning, annotations, and detailing, different types of views creation, placing that views to our drawings. Then the visualization and import export, right? So these are the contents we have for the Revit structure. Now I'm going to share you, we are going to jump to the Revit software. So please give me a confirmation that this Revit screen is visible to you or not. You can give your confirmation in the chat box. The screen is visible to you all, students. Okay, thank you. Now see, so the first thing we will begin with the introduction of the software. So whenever you are going to start your Revit software, the screen will be look like this. Now, as I told you, Revit is a complete family, right? So the name of your product will be written over here on the bottom left corner. See, in my computer right now it is written Revit architecture. Sorry, Autodesk Revit, right? That means this is my Autodesk Revit full software. If you have written over here that Autodesk Revit architecture, then you have only architectural software. If it is written over here that Autodesk Revit structure, then it is just a Revit structure software, right? But this is my full package where I have Revit architecture, Revit structure, and also Revit MEP. And your screen will be divided in three things. We have projects, we have families, and also we have resources. So begin with the resources. The resources you will get Revit community support, right? Then App Store we have, what's new videos we have, and some getting started videos. So you will get some basic support with the help of this if you are connected with the internet. But the main two divisions we have over here, which is project and family. So in the project, whatever things we are creating, right, entire model, that is our project. But whatever things we are going to place inside our model, that is door, windows, furnitures, right, equipments, trees, so these are the things is known as family. So if you want to create families, you can go with the family, but we will continue with the project first. So here I am going to start a default template right now. So this is the basic template we have for the architectural purpose, right? But today we are going to discuss about the structural modeling. So what we will do, we will continue with the structural modeling template, right? So just I open this thing for you to tell you. See, over here we have ribbon. In the ribbon we have architectural tab. These are the architectural tools we have. Then next we have structure. So these are the structural modeling tools we have. Then also we have steel structure, right? And this is our system. So this is our MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. See, we have HVAC system. HVAC system means you can create ducting, piping, flex duct, air terminals. Then also fabrication we have. Then we have mechanical equipments, right? You can place it. So this is the our mechanical portion, this much. Then we have a plumbing where you can create a piping system, network, valves. So these are the accessories, right? Then flex pipe also we have, and fittings also we have. And you can use this plumbing system for two purposes. One is your supply and return, and the second one is your fire safety system, right? So these are the sprinkles and all for the fire safety system, and these are the our sanitary equipments over here, fixtures, right? Then the next we have electrical system where we have wires, cable tray, conduits, right? And some electrical equipments, devices, and also lighting equipments. So this is our MEP system. But let me close this and continue with the uh, structural analysis default template. So I'm going to use this template, and we will create one structure with the help of grid lines, right? So whenever we create a grid line, why we create grid lines? For the column placement, for the properly column placement, right? So first of all I'm going to the south level to create couple of levels over here. So let me create levels. Click on the level, choose a pick line tool, and I'm going to create a level at 10 feet offset from here, and one more level at 3 feet offset from below. So these are the my levels. You can rename it also. Just click on that, and let me say this is my bottom of foundation. Okay. And now I want to create a column from my bottom of foundation to certain height. So I'm going to the bottom of foundation level, and now first we will create grid lines. So click on the grid line in the datum, and let me create one first. So like level you can create a grid line also, right? So you must have some basic idea about the Revit architecture software, right? Then it will be easier for you to understand this. Student, please keep yourself mute during the class. Okay, thank you. So we create our first grid line over here. Now what I will do, I am going to select it, then click on the array, and let me create a array. I want a 12 feet gap over here, 12 feet, and the number of copies I want 5. Let hit 5. So see the number over here we have in a particular sequence, right? The first, second, third. Now let me create one more grid line, that is our horizontal one, like this. And before I create a array for that, what I want to do, I want to change the name, that type A over there, right? So this is my alphabetical name, and now I'm going to select it, click on the array tool, and on the other side the gap I want 10 feet, and the number of copies I want 6. So these are the grids we have. Now just adjust this thing, because ungroup, set it properly so everything is clear, and try to keep everything in the center. Okay, now how to place column. For the column placement we have couple of options in this software, right? So go to the column and see, these are the options we have: vertical, slant, at column, also we have grid. So once you are with the vertical, choose your height or depth, let's say height up to level 2. So this is the my for destination, and this is the size, right? So these are the I sections we have, and I'm going to create it somewhere over here, and see, it's a I section, but it's not clearly visible. So what you need to do, you need to change your detail level to fine, so the cross section will be clearly visible. Now see, actually you can place your column everywhere, right? It is not necessary to place it properly over there, but once you have a grid line you can actually snap it. So the snapping will be there. You can directly snap that corner. See, both the grid lines are highlighting. Then just click over there and your column will be there. Also the next, before we continue, let me view it from the 3D. So these are the two columns we have, right? It's a steel structure column. Okay, and they are from bottom of foundation to level 2. Go to the south and see, the height of this is from my bottom of foundation to the level 2, right? Also we have slant column. Let me show you. For example, from level 1 I want to create that. So I am going to create a column. Click on the slant column. The first click I want, the second click on level 2, and first click on level 1, right? So for this slant column you need to create a click twice. your first click and your second click. So the first click will be on level 1 and the second one will be on level 2. Now this is my first click, so that will be on level 1, and here I am going to click second. So this is my level 2. A column base level offset, top level offset. What is the error? Okay, that is not created. No problem. We will create over here column, slant column from level 1 to level 2, first click and the second click, and that is created, right? Now go to the 3D view and just orbit it. You will notice that it is between your level 1 to level 2, and actually it is a slant column. Go to the south elevation to understand that properly. See, it is from here to here, right? So these are the column placement options we have. Let me delete them and let me create our structure, RCC structure. For that I am going to the bottom of foundation, and first of all I want to create column. So click on column, choose your size. For example, 18 cross 24 inch I want, right? Now as I told you, you need to choose your height. Go to the vertical up to level 2, and we have one more option. I want to create multiple columns over here. So click on the add grids and select your grid. It will place columns automatically wherever you have intersection of your grid. See, like this, right? Then just finish it. So these are the columns we have directly from my bottom of foundation to my level 2, right? So actually we create an entire array of this. Now for example, a couple of columns I want to take it up to the level 3. So let's have a look which are the columns we want. So I want to take these columns and also these columns. So this much columns I want to take up to level 3. So the top level should be 3. Click on apply, and now go to the 3D view. Now see that columns are up to level 3. Now let me create some beams for that. So on level 2 I want to create couple of beams. So just go to the beam, choose your size. If you want to create your custom one, you can, right? For example, I want to create it. Click on the duplicate, and I want a 15 by 24. Then hit OK, and the B value should be 1 feet 3 inches, and the height should be 2 feet, which is fine. Okay, so this is my new beam, and let me create that from here to here. You can do copy paste also if you want. Okay, so we create this much beams for our structure. Go to the 3D view. See, these are the connections we have created. Same for the top. I want to create two vertical and one horizontal over there. So go to the level 3, and here I want to connect beam, I will choose smaller size for now, from here to here, from here to here, and one from here. Okay, so these are the beams actually are necessary for my structure. So we create that much. Now finish it and go to the 3D. So you get the idea about how to create columns and beams, right? If you go to the analytical model, everything will be in a wireframe mode, right? So now I'm going to create a floor. So let me create that. Go to the level 2. Here I want to create a floor. So click on the floor, and this is our floor with a metal deck, means it's a steel floor. I want to create a concrete floor, 6-inch concrete. So click on that, and now create it like this from here to here. Finish that, and this is my 6-inch floor. We have concrete. Now go to the analytical model. See, we have floor also in the analytical model is mainly used for the wireframe purpose, right? So whenever you are going to analyze your structure, you need this type of analytical model. That 3D model is not useful for the analysis purpose. This type of wireframe model you need there. So that is your analytical model, but for now it is not useful for us, so just leave it. Now we will create one more floor on level 3. So again click on the floor, 6-inch. This time I will use this pick line tool, and I want a offset of 5 feet on every side. We will take. Okay, now use this trim corner tool to create a corners. Okay, so everything is there. I want this type of floor. For example, I want to reduce this depth, right? I don't want this 5 feet. So select it, and here I want only 2 feet. So you can easily modify that. Also, I want to add some kind of fillet over there. So create a fillet between these two, place it, right? And now hit on finish. So again, this is your new floor on the level 3, right? So this is your structure. For example, you need to create some kind of openings over there for the staircase, you can, right? So there is no problem. So in this way you can create your structure. Now we will discuss about the RCC wall. So for the wall creation, we will create our wall from here to here. So go to the level 1, and here we are going to create our wall. So click on the wall structure, and choose your wall whichever size you want. If you want to create your newer one, click on the edit, click on the duplicate, and you can provide some new name, right? And go to the edit, and here you can change your wall thickness. So in this way you can create your new walls. Now where I want to create my wall should be in height up to level 2. I want to create it. Then I want to create it from here to this point to this point, right? So only this much wall I want. Also I want to create a foundation wall, so click on wall again. Here we have a pre-created foundation wall. We have for the 12 each, one foundation wall we have. It's in a depth and I want to connect it up to the bottom of foundation, and I will create it again from here to here to here. Now go to the 3D view. See, we have these walls from my level 1 to level 2, and this is my wall foundation concrete. Also, if you want to provide isolation footings for that, right, so that we have, if you like this kind of foundation, that is also fine. And if you want to provide some kind of footing over there, that also we have. In the foundations you will get that, see, wall foundation we have. Choose your size or just create your custom size. Then what you need to do, just select your wall, and it is going to create a concrete footing over there. Again, on this side I'm going to select this one, right? So it is that much easy. Similarly, for example, I want to provide some kind of footing for my this column. So for that we have isolation. So click on the isolated, and these are the footings for the column. This is the simple one, but it will be difficult to place directly from the 3D. So either you can place it from your 2D view, right? Go to the your level, or you can use this add column option. Click on add column and select your column and click on finish. Similarly, let me add some new foundations. So also we have in our library, go to the load family, and here in my library, go to the structure foundations, and see, these are the foundations we have pre-created. If we want to create it custom with the help of model in place component, you can, right? So these are the shapes we have. So let me use this pile foundation, two double pile, single pile, triple pile, right, four pile. So these are the foundations we have. So I want to place it at this column, finish it. This is our pile foundation where we have four piles on the bottom. Then again isolation, let me add one more. Maximum we have 9 pile over there at column, this one. Okay, right? So these are the foundations we have. Now select it, go to the edit, and here you can change your foundation thickness, your width, your length, and your cutoff. Also clearance we have, and your pile pipe diameter, so 20 mm and 24 mm. These are the two standard diameters we have that you can use, right? So these are the foundations we have for our column and also for the walls. So it is clear now, students, how to create your RCC model using our structural modeling tool. So now we are going to discuss our next tool, that is reinforcement. To provide a reinforcement, actually I can create reinforcement over here also, but it will be difficult for you, right, to use the other file formats. This is our US file format, right? So let we create our Indian file format for now. So I'm going to close this file for a while. Okay, and take a new file, and this time I'm going to take a Indian file format, the template I have. See this one, structural analysis default Indian. So this is our structure analysis template, and now we will discuss about the reinforcement, right? So the reinforcement process is quite simple. You need to understand the fundamentals only. So first of all, let me create couple of grid lines over here. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm just creating a very simple model which we want to use, right? So only that much things I'm going to create. This should be equal. This should be 7,000 feet. Okay. Now create a column. So in the Indian standard, for the steel column we use ISMB, right? ISMB 100, 250, 300 and 600. These are our standard ISMB columns we have, I section we have, right? Also we have one more, that is ISMB 1500, but that is a very big size, not suitable for the construction purpose. So that size is mainly used for the industrial purpose only, right? For the construction purpose, ISMB 300 is more than enough. 600 is also not needed over here. But if you are creating any kind of industrial structure, then you should use ISMB 600 over there. For now, let me create a concrete column. This much size we have, height up to level 2, and I want a offset of 3 feet. So a file is in a metric, but I can provide value in feet and inch also, right? So that is because of this is a parametric software. Select it and click on finish. Add footing also. I am going to use this one, the same. Let me increase the depth, foundation thickness 600. Okay. Okay. Now add column and select these are the columns and hit finish. Okay, so we create this much. Now go to the level 2 and here we will create beams. So click on the beam and choose the concrete size 400 by 800, which is fine from here to here. Okay, so for this much structure I am going to create reinforcement for now, right? So you will get the exact idea how to create a reinforcement for our entire model. And for the reinforcement you need to understand couple of things. First of all, I am going to create sections over here. So click on the section view and I am going to create one section right from the center, this one horizontal. So actually we can cut these columns and beams together and we can view from this side, right? It will be visible. And also one more section I am going to create. Click on the section like this vertical one, right? This is for the I want to view the cross section of this beam. That is why I have created this one section. Now the first thing, we will go to this section, and this is our structure. Let me create it to detail level. Fine. Okay. So the first thing we have, that is how to provide cover. So cover will always there in your concrete model, whatever, whenever you are creating a object with the help of concrete, right? Either beam or column. So cover will be there. Just click on that and see this dotted green line we have. That is our cover. And if you want to change that, just go to these three dotted icons we have, that is edit cover setting. And here you need to create your cover first. So for example, I am going to create my new cover. That is, I want, for example, I am taking 100 mm, right? So this is my rebar cover one, and the thickness I have chosen is 100 mm. Now hit OK. Now how to apply them? To apply them, we have two options. First one is we can apply to entire object, means I want to apply it to the entire beam or entire column like this. So this one is the pick element option. Select this one, and I want to change my cover, for example 75. See, the cover is updated. For example, I want to provide only 20 mm. So the cover is again updated, right? Inside your cover, your steel will be there, right? This much offset we have for the steel placement for my final finish boundary. So that is known as cover. Now the second option we have, that is click on the cover. This is the second option, pick face only. So for example, I have provided 20 mm cover only, which is too low, but from bottom I want to provide 100 mm only for bottom, right? So what you need to do, just use this pick face option and choose this bottom edge only. And for that I will use, this is this one that we have created, 100 mm. See, on every side we have 20 mm, but over here we have 100 mm, right? So in this way you can provide your cover, and based on this cover your reinforcement will be there. Now I cannot place my reinforcement up to this point, right? Because it's outside my outside the cover. Revit software will won't allow you to create your reinforcement, right? Now how to create that reinforcement? So for that we have this rebar option over here. Click on the rebar, and these are the shapes you will get. I hope my screen and my voice is clearly audible and visible to you all, student. Is there any kind of problem in my screen? Okay. Hello students, I am audible, right? Okay. Okay, thank you. Now see, these are the our rebars, that standard shapes we have, right? And for example, I want to use this one, this straight bar we want to place. So click on that. Now go to your view and see, it is either vertical or horizontal. These are the two positions we have. Now if you want to change the position, go to the placement over here, and we have three options over there. First one is parallel to work plane, means it will be parallel. Second one is parallel to cover, and the third one is perpendicular to cover. So let me try them. So perpendicular to cover, and yes, now see, I have complete round bar. That means it is straight to my beam. So now what I want to do, I can place my bar over here. See, only inside my cover. If you go outside, the preview will be not there, right? Same from bottom. So this is the function of cover. Okay, now here we have sizes. So I want to place 20 mm size. So this is the 20 mm diameter, and I want to place 2 or 3 copies. So click on the fixed number, 3 copies, like this, and on the bottom one more, but I want to change it to the 4 copies. So click on the rebar. Here we have a quantity, just increase that 4, 5, whatever you want, right? And also you can change your size after also. That on the bottom we have 25 mm diameter. Now select it and use your arrow keys to set the position, lowermost and topmost, like this. Now go to the 3D view to view that thing. See, the 3D we have, these are the placement. Now what I want to do, I'm going to select it. See, it is not visible in your realistic mode. Convert it to the realistic. See, it is like this. You cannot view your reinforcement. So if you want to view that, just select it like this, and go to the view visibility and turn on your visibility for 3D views. Hit OK. So now see, in the realistic mode also that will be visible, but still it's like a line, right? It's like a wire. So change your detail level to fine, so the complete cross section will be visible. Okay. Now in many structures, see, you will get so many types of options over there. For example, in many beams and columns, you will find this type of elements that begins from the top, because we have tension zone on the top. Then at the middle way it switch to the bottom, then it will continue, then again it switch to the top, and it is continue. So this type of members also you have seen in so many reinforcement process, right? So that type of members are also we can place. So for that, let me go to the section view 1. So this is my front view section, and here I want to place that member over here. So do one thing, go to the rebar and find that type of shape. So here we have that type 2C, right? It is almost like that. So just click on that, and now in the view it is not proper. So change your placement position. Now it is comfortable. Just click over there and finish it. Again go to the 3D view. Every time you do anything, any kind of modification, right, you need to again do this thing. Just select it, filter it, your structure bars, apply, OK, and you need to change your visibility, turn on that. So every time whatever things you are going to create new, for that you need to do this thing, right? So for now, what I'm going to tell you, I will use a wireframe mode only. So in the wireframe mode, it will be clearly visible, right? So now just select it and convert it into fixed number. And for example, I want two numbers. Okay. Now hit on the finish. So make sure your bar are not self-intersecting. If it is there, you can just edit it a bit, right? Okay. Now what we want to do, we need to provide some tie reinforcement over here. The size for this one is R20, which is fine. Okay. So for the tie reinforcement, I am going to enter in section view, and here click on the rebar and find your tie reinforcement rebar. So these are the shapes we have. This one we will use for now. Click on that, and the placement was wrong. It is actually all around. So we will use perpendicular to cover for that. This is right. Now instead of fixed number, we will use maximum spacing over here, right? With the help of maximum spacing, for example, maximum spacing I want 150 mm is my maximum spacing, right? Now just go to your boundary and click. So all your rebars will be placed. Now click that and change it to the minimum size 8 mm thickness. Go to the 3D view again, not this one, this one. Okay, so now they all are visible properly. You can view it from the realistic mode also, right? Okay. Now the next what I want to do, I want to transfer this entire reinforcement to the next beam also, right? Over here. So you can do one thing, just a minute. Okay. So now I want to do a mirror, right? We cannot copy it because it will give you some kind of error. So let me go to the section 1 and I'm going to select these are the things. Only the reinforcement will be there. Okay. Now click on the mirror with peak axis. Okay. And I'm selecting this one. And the mirror is done. And we have done the reinforcement for both the beams. Now we will create 4 columns. So for that we can easily work with the level. So go to your level 1 and let we have some main reinforcement with R25 size, and for example fixed number 5 quantities I want, and it should be parallel to cover cover is there. So why the reinforcement is not visible? Okay, no problem. So if you find this type of problem, let me try it from the level 2. Sometimes you will get this type of problem. Okay, from level 2 it is fine. See, so we want like this. Click on the fixed number 5 quantities, 1 2 3 4. Okay, and just select it and transfer it to the 2. This one is also 2, and select this series, take it to the right, and this one we will take to the left. Okay, so these are the our main reinforcement. Now for the tie reinforcement we will go to this section view, and we will create rebars. We will use a 10 mm diameter, and the shape is this one. Where is that? Here, and the placement is perpendicular to cover, and here we need maximum spacing 100 mm. Click, and that's it. Now go to the 3D view and select this one, filter it, so this is the structure we have created for the column. And till now, if you are going to change your cover size, for example I am going to level 2 and I am going to change my cover for this element from this one, then you are not. So first you need to decide your cover, right? So now what we need to do, we need to copy it. So go to the section. Here I am going to select this much, filter it, and now click on the copy multiple from here to here to here, right? So this is the reinforcement. Now here I am going to show you one more thing. If you want to create some special reinforcement like sketch rebars, right? So some custom shapes if you want to create. For example, I want to create a connection between my footing and my column. So I want some members over here to connect it, right, like this. So for that, what we will do, we will create a rebar, and now you need to choose a sketch rebar over here. Click on the sketch rebar and choose your element column, right? So column is my reference, and now I'm going to sketch my rebar. So this one, from here to here. So this thing I want to do, and the size should be 25 R. Okay, and hit finish. Now select this one and view it from the 3D, so you will get the idea. So we have that member over here. Now select it and go to the fixed number, and I want 8 copies. Okay, these are the copies we have. Now what we will do, we'll create a mirror. Select it, take a mirror with pick axis, this one. So we have that on the both side. Similarly, the reinforcement you can perform for the foundation also, right? So for example, on this foundation, I want to use my regular section members. For example, this one I want to use. So like that, change your placement to parallel. Not this one is not fine. So let's have a look at this one. Which is okay. So we are going to use this one and one over here, and select that, fixed number 10 copies. Select this, fixed number 10 copies. This we have done. Now from the top we will add some more, or from the side view we will add. So what we will do, we go to the level 2 and take this section over here. Alright, so we can view that section of footing. Now go to that section and the foundation is visible. Now we will add the same rebars here and there, and in this side select it, fixed number 8 copies, this one fixed number 8 copies. Now if you want to place some tie reinforcement 2 or 3 rings over here, that you also can. Again rebar, this one which is perpendicular to cover, parallel to cover, The size should be 12R. Okay, and here we will take maximum spacing of 50 mm, like this. So we did the reinforcement for the foundation also. Now select your entire model. Before we select it, let me create a copy to every footing. So I am going to enter in this section, select this, filter, and take a copy. Multiple, for example, from this corner to this corner to this one. Okay, now just go to the 3D view and select this all. Click on the filter, check none, just choose rebars, and then turn the visibility on. Now view it in the realistic mode. See the reinforcement we have created for our structure. So I hope how to provide the reinforcement, this thing is clear now, students. Right? Then the next we have reinforcement flow for the floors and for the walls also. And that's a quite easy thing. So let me discuss that quickly. So for example, I'm creating one floor over here. So click on the floor, concrete floor, this much, right? Now finish it. Okay. Now in this floor, for example, I want to provide a reinforcement. So for that you can use this area reinforcement. For that, click on the area reinforcement, select your object. Now you need to draw a rectangle from where you want to begin and where you want to add. Now this is the direction of your main reinforcement. If you want to change, you can use this, that this is my main reinforcement direction. Then hit OK. And again you need to change the visibility graphics. See, this is your reinforcement, but you will get the top reinforcement and the bottom reinforcement, right? So this is the standard format. For the wall also the same thing works, and for the floor also same thing works. Now we have a setting for that. See, just select this reinforcement like this, and see we have everything. The top measure direction you want, click on apply. If you don't want, then the size for the top measure direction, right? Then the minor one top. So for example, I don't want the top grid, click on the apply. So now we have only bottom grid. Now I want to change the bottom measure size to 14 mm and the bottom minor size to 8 mm. Now I want to change the gap. The measure grid should be 100 mm gap and minor also should be 100 mm apart from each other. So my grid is little dense. So this is my reinforcement for the floor. And also if you want to add a ankle bar, In that, for example, at the major grid I want a hook at 90 degree, so we'll directly get the hook, right? If you want a 180-degree hook, and you will get directly like this. So these are for the connection of your floor to the beam. If you want to add them manually, you can just click on the rebar, not the rebar. For that we have path reinforcement. Click on the path reinforcement, select your element, and I'm going to create a path. For example, from here to here to this point, right? So this is my path reinforcement. Now finish it, select it, and in the visibility, where is the visibility? Okay. So this is our connections, right? For the path reinforcement, let me set the gap. For example, I want at every 50 mm, so it is densed. Also standard hook, 180-degree hook we have, right? And also none means straight members you will get. Primary bars, alternate bars options we also have, right? So these are the reinforcement thing. I hope it is clear now to you all students, right? Yes. Now see, the last topic of the day we have, that is steel reinforcement, sorry, steel structure design. We have a couple of minutes now, so let me discuss that also. For example, I'm going to delete this one. Go to the level 1, and here I'm going to delete this section also. Okay. So one more grid line, please focus over here student. I will discuss this module quickly. So the steel structure is also same as the RCC structure, but there you won't need to provide any kind of reinforcement, right? Because it's a completely steel geometry. Click on array. On this direction, let me took 6000, enter, and 5 copies, enter. I'm going to select this, take it down. Okay. So let me create first of all columns over here. So for the steel structure, just use the same tool, but you need to use your steel element. So I'm using ISMB 300. Height should be connected to level 2, and let me have add grid option over here. Click on the finish. So these are the placement we have done. Now go to the 3D view and see, these are the columns we have, the I section column. Now let me create some trusses. So directly go to the level 2, and I want to create one truss over here. So click on the truss, and which type of truss you want. So go to the load family, and you will find so many options for the truss in your structural trusses folder. So this is the truss, this R1, this one also we have, right? So many size and shapes we have. Let's we choose one of them. For example, this one. Click on open, and I'm going to create it from here to here. Now finish it. Change your visibility to fine. Go to the 3D view, and it's a concrete. See, so these are the mistakes we have, right? So what we need to do, go to the edit and center beam framing. Okay, so the top is ISMB 300 I have used, right? Then the vertical webs I will use ISMB 100. These are the vertical webs we have. Then the diagonal webs I will also use ISMB 100. So these are the diagonal webs. And the bottom crowd we will use ISMB 225 and hit OK. So in this way we can manipulate our column sizes, right, completely. Now let we do one thing. Go to the level 2, and I'm going to select this truss and click on the copy multiple from here to here, 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 and here, right? So up to this point we did a copy, but let me create roof also. So for the roof you can use a roof tool, right? Or you can, if you want to create a metal deck over there, then you need to use a floor tool. So click on the floor, and here you will get a metal deck for that. So we have 75 metal deck floor, right? Now I'm going to use a pick line tool, and I want a 500 offset from all side. So from here, there, here, and there. Now create a corner, right? Now finish it, and this is your floor. Which one is the metal deck we have? But we need to incline that. So for that, we need to measure the height, that is 800, and the height of this bar, which is 300. So the total we will add 600, right? So click on this floor, and here I am going to create one split by line from this midpoint to this midpoint, and I want to provide a offset for that. Modify sub element and 2000 hit enter, right? Also I want to modify this edge 100, this one 100. Okay, now this is your analytical floor, right? So let me change the visibility of analytical to the visibility graphics, analytical floor, turn that off, apply, and OK. So this shade we create, but whenever we experience a wind force, this shade is going to break, right? Because there is no connection between these are the columns. So for that we need to introduce a braces between these columns, right? So for that what we will do, Go to your level 1 and let me create one brace between these two columns. So here I am going to explain you one. So let me create a brace. Brace means a slant member. So the 300 mm above from level 1 and minus 300 mm below from level 2. So first click, second click. Now what I want to create, so I want to create this ISRO round shape. Again, okay. So for example, this is my first click and this is my second click. Now finish it and go to the 3D view. So we add a pipe over here. This is a round pipe, right? Now how to add connections in the steel structure? See, you need to understand this thing, that how to add the connections between your steel structure, right? So for that, just a minute. Okay, so here we are going to click on the connection and select this both and hit enter, and it will give you a connection. But when you see in the properties of your connection, then there will be nothing inside that, because we need to load these conditions from the library, right? There is nothing over here. So what we need to do, go to the connection drop down over here, and in that drop down, in that dialog box, you will find these are the connections we have. So I'm going to select all, then add it, then hit OK. Now you need to find your appropriate connection for your junction, right? So for example, I am going to select this connection again and go to here, and you will find all the types of connections, right? Pipe, weld and fittings also we have. You can use this one. See, the result will be like this. So a plate is welded to this shaft and it is bolted with the plate, but we don't want that. The proper connection for this round pipe we have, yes, here we have tube connections. So this is your tube angle bearing, right? So it will be a plate which is welded and it is going to bolting, and this is the junction. Again, let's have the next option. So this is again fine, but little confusing, right? Because the L section is quite small and these are the bolting which is outside that. Why this thing? Okay, no problem. Select it and take a new one. I think this one is the fine. So same thing we will apply over here also. Click on the connection, select this both, hit enter, and choose the same one, connection between sandwich plates. So this plate is welded here and this plate is welded here. See this cross sign you will get, it is a welding symbol. Similarly, you can provide your connection at the end of your column also. If you want to create a manual plate, you can create a plate, you can provide bolts also, but I just prefer to place connections. So for example, I have placed a connection at the open end. So here you can provide a end plate like this. There are so many end plates we have. Base plate got. Okay, so this one is the fine, I think. Base plate. So click on the base plate, and it is not necessary to use just whatever we have, right? We can modify that also. So I'm going to select this base plate, click on the modify parameter, and here we have a plate thickness. See the number 1 in the diagram. Then plate dimensions, let's have a offset of 150. Then okay, so this side is increased. Let we take 200. Okay. Now plate corners, if you want to add some kind of convex or fillet or cut or anything. So we add convex means fillet. The length is 50 mm. Okay, then anchor bolts and holes means we are discussing about the bolts. So I want to use 220 mm, 24, 1 each, 1¼ inch size. Okay, this one is fine, the biggest one. The grade, then also the shape, I want J shape, right? Like this, because this is my foundation. The length, little wide, okay. Then the rest parameter we want have over here. So go to the washer plate. So if you want to add that, click that. So you will get a washer plate below your nut. Okay, that is also fine for the vibration purpose. Uh, Now this is the position of your bolt. Let's say 350. No, we want that 200. Okay, now this should be 400. It is outside 500. Okay, weldings are also okay. Now hit OK. So in this way actually you can create your custom connections. Here we have welding. See this plus sign we have, that is our welding, right? So I hope you all get the exact idea about the today's class. Now if you have any question that you can ask me, students. And hello students. Students, am I audible to you all? Hello.
Yes, it's audible, sir.
Okay. So the session is finished. So if you have any question regarding our today's class, you can ask us. How was your experience? You can share that also,
I'm
right?
sure a lot of students have some queries. Please unmute yourself and you can ask your query regarding today's session. Any doubt that you have, Setu sir is here to clear all your doubts.
Sir, your voice is little low.
Students, if you have any queries, please unmute your mic and ask your query. Setu sir will clear your queries immediately.
Sir, my name is Avilash Mukherjee. I'm from Chandigarh.
Okay.
So I was asking that if I can get this Revit software for free from AutoCAD, or do I need to pay anything?
For
We,
the students,
I will be sharing that information in the WhatsApp group regarding the software. If you have any doubts regarding the session, please ask those doubts. Okay, it seems that students do not have any doubts. Students, after this session, we are going to send a link in the respective WhatsApp groups. That will be a feedback and certificate request link. All students are requested to fill that details in the link and submit it. You will receive the certificate on your email ID within 7 days from today. Please ensure that the email ID that you are mentioning in the feedback form is correct. Please doubly check it. Do not give a wrong email ID. This session, the recording of this session will also be emailed to you, but you will only get an email from YouTube if you have subscribed our YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed till now, please subscribe our YouTube channel. The channel name is SaiCad Center, right? We have also shared a link of our YouTube channel in your respective groups. Please subscribe that immediately, right? Any other queries that you have? We are also launching the next batch of Revit architecture and structure next week. So students who are interested to join the training, this training will be of 45 days. It will be conducted 1 hour per day. It will be an online class, right? So students who are interested, we will share a very special offer in the group of students who have attended this session. That offer will only be valid for 3 days. Students who are registering within 3 days can avail that offer. It will be a exciting offer for all of you. We also have batches for 3DX Max, SketchUp, Revit, AutoCAD. There are many more softwares that we are training on. If you are interested on training in any software, please feel free to contact us. Right. Thank you so very much. Hope you enjoyed the training. Thank you, Setu sir, for the wonderful session. And stay tuned for more sessions. Every week we are coming up with more sessions. So the next session that we are going to have uh, is going to be on a walkthrough. We have sessions on SketchUp coming up, Revit architecture coming up. We have sessions on 3DX Max also coming up for all of you. Thank you so much. Happy learning. Stay safe, stay home, and enjoy your learning experience with the Team SaiCad. All the best. Thank you, Setu sir.
Thank you, sir.
Please take, please take the attendance of the students, Setu sir.
yes, sir, it's taken.
Thank you so much.
Okay, students, so see you then.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, welcome.